I think with Grace, at least every transaction that I had dealing with her, I think she's very honest, and so I can trust that she has my priorities ahead. Hi, my name is Suen. I first met Grace in 2019. She was marketing a HDB unit and I was actually interested in buying it from the resale market. Unfortunately, that deal didn't go through because the seller side actually backed out, but we kept in contact through Facebook, and that was how I first got to know her. Even though that deal didn't go through, eventually we kept maintaining contact through Facebook, and I saw how she grew from 2019 until Yow Property today. Coming back to 2023 now, how I reconnected with her is actually when I was selling my current property, and my friend who's an agent was actually marketing this for me prior to Grace. I've actually relocated overseas and I was on a time frame to dispose of my property because I knew that the market was also getting more hot in terms of pricing. So my friend, I gave her about almost a month to market it exclusively, but she didn't come through with the certain price points that I wanted, and she only got one effective lead. I've seen Grace actively marketing on Facebook, and then that's when I reached out to her again. I remember specifically it was quite late in the middle of I think 10 p.m. at night, Bangkok time, and I just texted her randomly. So by this time her WhatsApp is actually Yow Property business account, and I was quite afraid to reach out to her. So I asked her for some advice. And then she responded quickly and said do you want to have a call? She said why not you give me some time, let me do some research, and let me come back to you and tell you exactly what you can do with your property, whether it's reasonable or not, and then you can decide from there. So because I was overseas, I think Grace really catered to my timings and things like that, and especially like I mentioned earlier, because the first agent couldn't do it in the time frame and the price point. I think Grace really met these I would call demands or requests. The entire process took about 2 to 3 weeks. I think that at the very on start, right, she already told me that it's a very tight timeline. She'll try her best to do it, but I think within 2 to 3 days, she came up with a presentation. She showed me this is your cash proceeds, this is your CPF proceeds, this is what the market is like, what we'll do, the whole presentation, I think. And this is in between throughout, I think she had a few activities, because I remember she was always telling me hey, I'm gonna be uncontactable for a bit, if you don't reach me, it's because I'm blah blah blah, things like that. So she's very professional in that sense to be able to preempt me, because she's worried that I'll be worried, right? And I think the second was she actually caught me up to date, guided me, right, if there are interested buyers, what are conversations like with them, to a certain level that is quite specific enough for me to have that level of confidence. She had maybe only 2 open houses and she gathered a lot of responses. I think within 2 weeks, the whole sale was done. I think even to the very end, even though we had offers, she managed to push it up to as close as possible to what I wanted. And I think overall for me, that whole experience was very, very pleasant. So kudos to her. I would definitely recommend Grace, especially if people are looking to buy, sell, and especially if they have her on social media, because I think what you see is what you get. I think that is the most I can say about agents, because I think most of the agents that I know have double lives, right? They have to have a business persona and then they have to have a personal persona. But I think with Grace, at least every transaction that I had dealing with her, I think she's very honest, and so I can trust that she has my priorities ahead.
If you're a seller facing difficulty selling your property just like Suen, do contact me today so that I may share with you my effective marketing strategies that has helped many of my clients offload their properties in the shortest time frame at the best price. With that, see you soon.
Your property, your priority.